I was at a conference, and it was a conference where I was the one military person. It was a conference in Berkeley, and I felt out of place coming there. It also coincided with a time, particularly raw, emotional time for me and my personal life. And so I went to this conference, and it was on critical thinking. And I thought, how fortuitous, because I needed to do a little of that. But I really just wanted to go and listen and take it in. And I wasn't allowed to do that. We were in groups. We had to interact. So my click, my time with someone was Jeremy. We were one-on-one role-playing. And here's someone from an entirely different background than me. No military experience, no military exposure. Born and raised in Berkeley, and a professor there, and had no experience and had been wanting to get in my group to engage with me the whole time. And I thought it was going to be very controversial, but he was just very interested. And as we talked, I realized how compatible we were, how we had such very different viewpoints and backgrounds, and yet I just found it fascinating. And I don't know if it was because I was in a raw, vulnerable position and really hadn't planned on engaging. I think it surprised me. But we clicked. And we exchanged emails in the class. He didn't show up the next day, and he had another engagement. But he came back at lunch and said, you know, I think I want to stay in touch with you. Don't worry, I'm in a committed relationship. It's not like that. But I want to stay in touch with you because it's fascinating. It's been 2 years, and we stay in touch, and we email, and I read his blog, and he came out to Fort Huachuca when I had a critical thinking forum, so I could show him my world. And so we clicked because we were so different, but for some reason at that time, in that conference, because he wasn't happy with what was going on in the conference, but at that moment when we sat down, there was something that we were both looking for, that we saw. And we didn't go in looking for it, but we both walked away knowing that's somebody I'm going to have in my life, and it may just be internet, but somebody I'm going to stay in touch with.